Hello, Sagittarius Female. Welcome to your reading. Let's find out what it is that God wants to tell you. So the subject matter of your reading, Sagittarius, you've got autumn. That's a fall. Autumn is when all the leaves fall off the trees. It's the time of death, which is usually followed by a rebirth. Well, not usually, all the time. One ending, making way for a new beginning. Okay? The fall. Think of autumn. What happens to the plants and stuff in the autumn? Everything starts preparing for the winter. So after fall comes a winter. Winter is a time of lack, barrenness, loneliness, slowness. Okay? So the subject matter is a fall. Yeah, and after the fall comes a rebirth. So every ending makes way for a new beginning, rebirth of your stability. So if you're going through a fall right now, just know that you'll have the ability to rebuild. This fall that you're experiencing is actually opening up the door for you to become a new you, a more stable you. Okay? The underlying issue, we got tarot card guidance. About this death. Death is simply endings which make way for new beginnings. So guidance about this death. Alchemy. What you do, how you do, if you do, everything matters. So it's about taking careful steps. You're making life. So when you're making anything, you have to be mindful of the ingredients that you're putting in. So that's the guidance that these tarot cards have come to give you. Be mindful of how you're building your life going forward. Okay? You got Witch's Hat, power. That's your power. You being mindful. It's actually the responsible thing to do. Responsibility. There's a card behind. Responsibility, healer. So you've encountered a fall, and it was a good thing. Whatever kind of life you had created for yourself before that fall, it wasn't a good enough one. And that's why you fell. When we're building our life, we need to be mindful of the steps that we take, because the energy that we put out is always the energy that we can be sure we are going to receive. So if you want to know what your future is going to look like, take a look at your past. If you want to know what your future is going to look like, pay close attention to your present and be intentional and willful about what you do, and be honest about what you shall get in return. That will be your guide. If you want good, you have to put good out into the world. If you put bad out into the world and you want good, you will not receive good. That mathematical equation does not exist. What you put in is what you will get out. So it's time to heal this hex that you've put on your life. It was aimed at fulfillment, but you went about it the wrong way. We got foundation, awakening. So from the very beginning, you need to be aware. Intensification, cleansing, protection, and your fertility and your respect. You trapped yourself. Incubation. So this is saying your foundation was built on conscious thinking that intensified the cleansing of your protection and your fertility and your respect. They all got enclosed. So that's all been taken away from you. So you've lost your protection, you've lost your respect, and you've lost your fertility, your ability to produce. That's what you are actually making with the thoughts, aka awakening, with the things that you held in your mind consciously. You thought you were making this, but you were actually making that. We got ethos. I like to read this card when it comes up because it has a very powerful message. It says, "Bide the Wiccan law ye must, in perfect love, in perfect trust. 8 words the Wiccan read fulfill, and ye harm none, do as ye will. And ye harm none, do as ye will." I hear people talk about do as you will, but I don't really hear them talking about harming none. The whole rule go, and ye harm none. Do whatever the fuck you like. The world is your oyster. Just don't hurt nobody. Let's continue. "And ever mind the rule of 3. What thee send out comes back to thee. Follow this with mind and heart, and merry ye meet, and merry ye part." So meet people in love and leave them in love. That's how you win at life. Simple as that. Okay? So you putting out that good energy, it will ground in your harvest, your summer, your abundance. Once you put that type of energy out into the world, there's nothing and no one who can stop your abundance. There's nothing and no one who can stop your respect, your fertility, and what's the next one? Your protection. Nothing and nobody. Because what doing the right thing does is open you up for good karma. Karma sees and knows everything. There are invisible laws that govern the world or creation as a whole that need to be acknowledged and followed. We need to spend more time getting to know this. It will save us so much trouble and time. Okay? So when you're manifesting, it's imperative that you manifest the correct way so that you can get what you tried to accomplish. It's like if you want an apple tree, don't plant peas and then wish an apple tree to grow. Do not plant any other seed beside an apple seed and expect an apple tree to grow. It doesn't matter what kind of magician you are, what level you're at. The laws of nature will not comply. You plant peas, you're gonna get peas. If you plant pepper, you're going to get pepper. If you plant sugar cane, you're going to get sugar cane. And that's it. So boundaries to the book of shadows. You need to put some boundaries on the spells that you are casting. Let them be good ones. Let them be positive ones. That's what you should go and get. Masculine energy is the go-getter energy. So when you're in your go-getter mood, make sure that you cast the right spells. Okay? And that will manifest your union with your prosperity. That's how you do it. So, I know I'm new at this spiritual stuff, but I've learned some things. I've learned enough to get me where I am and to keep me firm where I am until I learn some more and I can elevate some more. So what I've learned is there was a time when people would benefit greatly off of doing malicious things. People would benefit greatly off of evil. And they thought that it would still continue. And they also think that they would be able to keep these things that they manifested through wicked means. But the truth of the matter is, if you reap evil, you will sow evil. So even if you reap some negativity, even if you sow evil, you will reap evil. So even if you sow negativity and you gain something from it, you will not be able to keep it. Just know that there will come a time when it will be taken from you because you did not get it legally according to divine law. You did not follow the rules, and for that you have to pay the price. Now the reason why people are able to do wicked things and seemingly get away with it for so long, life has taught me, is because God is giving us ample time and opportunity to correct our path, correct ourselves, divert from evil and go in the path of rightness. And when God sees that these motherfuckers just refuse to do the right thing, then God will step in And God said, all right, since you won't do it for yourself, I will do it for you. And that's how places like Sodom and Gomorrah get wiped out. That's how people reach so far in life and all of a sudden destruction. And you wonder, wait, how that happened? They've been on top for so long, and then when time come, their empire get ripped down to shreds like it never existed. Every accolade that they've ever managed to accumulate, everything that they ever managed to accumulate, they lose it all. Because God was giving them a chance to correct themselves and they refused. So when we are manifesting, it is necessary that we follow divine law. There is no other law but divine law. Even if you're protected by the fake laws of this land, even if you got people in high places who will protect you from your evil doing, just know that they can't protect you from nature. They can't protect you from mother time and father time. They can't protect you from karma. They can't protect you from balance. Balance will always be. And that's the message that the tarot has come to share with you. So this light person now, my spirit is telling me to pay attention to you. I see you typing a whole lot. Let me see what you're saying. Why tell lies to you post people? The just shall live by faith in Jesus and in the Holy King Christ. Okay? God the Son, who is the Holy King, Christ is our Lord on earth, in hell, and in the new world to come. Okay, dear readers of this post, okay? Ciao, princess. My Bible says that cussing and fussing don't come out of the mouth of the children of God. In God, okay? That's in Jesus and in the Holy King Christ, okay? Follow your holy Bibles, and that's all. Follow the New Testament only readers. This says the King Christ, okay? Princess, and to you, Lord, my response is, to each their own. Your journey is your journey. My journey and everybody else's journey is their journey. You and nobody else have the right to intervene in the relationship between any man or woman and their spiritual walk with their God. Whether their God is called Jesus or Allah or Rastafari or Buddha, or they believe in their ancestors, or they believe in Krishna, or they believe in their archangels, and whatever else I missed, even in the devil. Live and let live. For no one can judge of the ways of God. God is the author of good and evil. Even if somebody makes a wrong turn in life, it is the right turn for them according to what God is trying to teach them or us. So if you feel like somebody is making the wrong choice when it comes to their spiritual walk with God and their physical walk with their God, it has nothing to do with you or anybody else. Because if you look back at your past, Lloyd, all the mistakes that you made, you, if you're wise, will be able to look back and see that you actually learned lessons that you would not have otherwise. So, it is good to speak positivity into each other, but force is absolutely prohibited. It is an abomination. If somebody wants to walk over a cliff, advise them there's a cliff ahead. If you keep going, there's a high possibility that you might fall. It is up to them what they want to do with that message, Lloyd. What works for you, Lloyd, may not be the best thing for another. Respect that. As many people and as many things as you see and don't see, it is all God. Versions of God. Even the evil that you see are versions of God, the Creator, because God is the author of good and evil. God made evil just as God made good. If you want to be Bible thumping, if you want to take your Bible in it, say, as a matter of fact, how you going to discredit the Old Testament and tell people to just read the New Testament? That make any sense to you? So what are you trying to tell the people? That the Old Testament is crap? In any and every holy book, we have a duty to take what is sense to us and leave the rest. How can you look at this big book and tell them to discard of the Old Testament? What are you trying to do? That sounds kind of evil to me. That sounds like misguidance. And if you are misguided in that way, Lloyd, that's your journey. Why are you inflicting it upon other people? In the Old Testament, it prophesied of the son which was to be born. The Old Testament have a whole bunch of stories in there that we can learn from, that many of us have learned from. Look at Proverbs. Wisdom galore. You're going to tell people to read the New Testament. Only. And you're on here trying to promote God. What you want to promote? Half of God? Piece of God? What are you afraid of in the Old Testament? Are you afraid of the scriptures that talk about sodomy and how a man shouldn't lie with a man? Are you afraid of the scriptures that talk about the Nazarite vow and how all the days of that person's life they shall grow their locks on their head and dedicate themselves? What are you running from in the Old Testament? You see, that's the thing with me and the church. I respect the church. I can't talk about any other religion because I was brought up in the church and I changed my religion to Rastafarianism. But one thing I realize about the preachers in the church, they teach from the same couple of scriptures. You know how big that book is? Do you know how much information is in that book? So tell me why the pastor keep on talking from the same rasclad scriptures over and over and over and over and over and over, and that sound like that sound like putting people in a loop, a hamster on a wheel. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. That means the Old Testament and the New Testament. Y'all need to stop picking and choosing what you want. Stop regurgitating what the enemy is telling you people to feed to we the masses. And then when we see your treachery and we choose to walk our own direction, you call us backsliders. And you try to convince us that God is not pleased with us. Nah, bitch. God is not pleased with you. You need to stop lying to yourself. You need to make them people stop lying to you. And you need to stop lying to the masses. Feed us as men and women of God. Feed us well. Spiritual food. Same scriptures over and 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 over. Life is big. Life is broad. And if you're true women and men of God, even when the truth is contrary to your own belief, you will face the error of your own ways. That's what a true man or woman of God do. We do not pick and choose or interpret the message in ways that suit us. Your message that you type sound like you're coming with love and light, but I feel otherwise. I feel your confusion. I feel your uncertainty, Lloyd. And you're just pushing that out on the masses, like anybody asks your opinion. If you're confused, Lloyd, your first task, your duty as a man of God, I'm suspecting you're a man, or maybe you're a woman presenting yourself as though you're a man. Your first duty what is your first duty? Finish the sentence. If you're confused, you need to present yourself as someone who is a seeker. You can't be a teacher until you become a seeker and gain understanding. And if you want to teach before you gain understanding, present yourself in such a way that you'll be seen as a seeker. Provoke our thinking. Do not come preaching and teaching like you already know the facts. Because I see and feel your confusion. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Everything needs to be addressed by the church. Sex, drugs, murder, adultery. How many of you are guilty of adultery? Cheating on your spouse. The church is here to raise the nation. When I say raise, I mean teach the nation. You people have a huge responsibility. Or should I say people like us? Because this on this page is my ministry. I am not a pastor, but I am a high priestess in training. And I don't come on here and teach what I don't know without saying that I am not sure. So that way other people are aware that they need to do their own research. I don't like how you presented yourself on my page, Lloyd. Don't come over here to come try corrupt my listeners, my audience, my big and little sisters, my big and little brothers. Don't come over here, come disrupt our mass over here. Go preach on somebody else's page. When you come here, you're a guest. Act as such. Why are you even here anyway? What's your true purpose for being here? Running your mouth. Let's find out, shall we? So Most High God, please block anybody trying to interfere with this little research that we're about to do. Tell us Lloyd's real reason for coming over here on our channel and running his or her mouth. So, the subject matter, I am tired of that family members or family member. Be honest, I don't like what you do for work. So, what are you, Lloyd? The underlying is you believe what you want. My point precisely. Believe what you want. Now, why you leave over by your church? Why aren't you under TD Jakes or Joyce Meyer or Joel Osteen or somebody else's page? Why aren't you on your own page? Trying to convince people of whatever you're convincing them of. Why you leave from wherever you belong to come on my channel because you don't like what I do for work? My friend, is that the love of Christ? Didn't Christ say, judge not, bumbleclat? Didn't Christ tell you, judge not, lest ye be judged? Fuckhole. You leave from all the way over where the bumbleclat you come from. Come over, you come start trouble. For what? Because you don't like what I do for work. Motherfucker, I don't like what the fuck you doing. I don't like you either. Cause your words sounded to the surface level here like you come with love, but I felt your energy. It was very disrespectful. You feel that you know better than me or any other reader. I must be very effective that you're going to come from wherever you come from over here to try and disrupt what we got going on. Do you see how accurate this is? I can see your heart without you saying or telling me what's on your heart. And I felt your energy before me even check with the cards. You are of evil, and that is not of God. You are of hate, and that is not of good God. That is of the negative sides of God. That's devil energy, actually. Do you see me going over to Pastor GX or anybody else's page and I type negativity under them thing? Do you see me doing that? No, you do not. As a matter of fact, I have learned a lot from the pastors because I listen to them too because they are of God. We are one. You see what God love look like? This is what God love look like. God is love. That means you respect even that which you do not agree with. Why? Because you know not the ways of God. Our little simple minds can't fathom the love of God. So stop walking around this place acting like say you're some kind of bumbleclat God. You're not God. Instead of worrying about everybody else and their walk with God, you need to worry about your own, because you are all screwed up. The first commandment, above all these, is love. Fucking idiot. You don't like me disrespecting you? You shouldn't have come over here, come disrespect nothing going on over here. If you don't subscribe to what we're dealing with, if you don't believe like we do, you should stay away from what we do. You feel that God needs you to go around and do its work? You feel God need me to go around and do its work? If God felt I was doing something wrong, God wouldn't have teach me this. If you listen to me before I do this time I didn't pray before I come on ear. I prayed off ear. And here's my prayer before I do all my readings. Most High God, if there's anybody interfering with this reading, please block them so we can receive the messages that you brought us here to receive. Do step in and deliver your messages to we, your children. I cover myself with the Holy Spirit from cunts like you. So the underlying issue, believe what you want. I am cheating. Yeah, believe what you want. And let everybody else believe what they want. You come around with your hate and I preach God. Did you hear me speak anything of hate in this reading or any other? Do you see me promoting injustice at any time on any of my videos or in any of my posts? That is God. God is love. God is righteousness. We are our brother's keeper. Everybody is not a church goer. Everybody do not subscribe to Jesus or Allah or Rastafari or Krishna or Buddha or devil or any of the others. But you know, there's a universal language, and that is what I speak on my channel, because everybody have the right to serve their own God according to what resonates with them. So I keep my language wide open so that everybody feel catered to, because there is only one creator. Somehow we all have a different version or concept of that one creator, but there is only one creator. So who is wrong and who is right? It's useless to have that debate. It is more beneficial, wise, and profitable that we love each other and ourselves. Believe what you want, but treat each other with the kindness and the love of God. That's it. And all will be well. If you didn't know, now you know, motherfucker. So the card, what that was at as the subject is, I am tired of that family member or family members. So are you a family of mine? Of course you are. We are all family in God. We are a human family. And even with the wider creation, we are still family. With all the animals and the plants and everything, we are one. That is love. Your preacher didn't tell you that. Your preacher didn't teach you that. If your preacher isn't teaching you to love those who believe different to you and respect them, then your preacher need to take him ass or her ass back to school. He or she missed a vital, foundational lesson. And they wouldn't be raising morons like you. They need to stop raising morons like you. Jesus is not the only way. Love is the only way. Cunt.